Okay, good Wednesday morning or afternoon, depending on when you're doing class today. Please have your textbook out. We're going to get to page 167. You should have completed the pages prior to this to number 8 yesterday. This problem 2 is called Does That Seem to Fit? And it talks about linear regression. That was on your pre-test, and it's probably not what you knew. You probably weren't quite sure what that is, so we're going to talk about it. The linear regression model is used to find a line of best fit on scatter plot data. And scatter plots, if you remember, are graphs with just their series of points. And it tries to make a line through the majority of those points to show the relationship between the x and y value. And the line of best fit, or is probably what you've normally been calling it, is called the linear regression equation. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. You need to get out your calculator, and you also need to make sure that you still have all your data. If you hit Stat and Enter, you should have all your data from the previous page on the global temperatures here. So we want to turn on our diagnostic where. So just like the directions say to here, catalog is in blue. So you want to go to Second, Catalog, and it comes here. Now we're looking for diagnostic, which is D, and that's a lot of scrolling down here. So if you look at, you have letters in green. So the letter D here in green, if we hit that, the green button and the D, then it'll go to the D section for us. So I'm going to hit alpha and D. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. And it brings up the D's, and so that's a lot less scrolling down. We want to get to diagnostic, and we want the diagnostic on. Okay, and if you hit enter again, then it says diagnostic on, done. So we got that done. Okay, so then we're going to come up with the linear regression equation. So to get to the linear regression, what the linear regression does is it takes this data here and it gives us, puts it into slope-intercept form based on those points, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to hit Stat like we normally do. I'm recording a lesson for my class. You want to say hi to my class? No? Okay. And then we're going to right arrow over to Calc, okay? And then if you look at number 4, that says linear or lin regression, okay? And you notice it's slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, and for some reason this calculator uses a instead of m. So this is actually our slope. The b is still the y-intercept. So we're going to go down to number 4 and hit enter. Okay, so it says linear regression, and to figure out the equation we're going to hit it again. Okay, so all we're really interested in right now is what a, which is the slope, is, and what b, which is the y-intercept. Okay, so if I were to rewrite my equation, I would write y equals, and I replace this number for a, keep the x, put the plus, and replace this number for b. And you want to do that for number 1. It says determine the linear regression equation for the average global temperatures. So you want to record that then. Then if you read this bottom part, it talks about significant digits. And if we look at all our data here, oops, all our data has it out to that's the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths place. So we really want to write our equation in line with this, the way our data is put in, where everything's to the thousandths place. So going down here, read through this paragraph, and then it asks you to rewrite this equation where you round the slope and the y-intercept to the significant digits. So if we go back to our calculator, we want to round to the thousandths place for the slope and round to the thousandths place for the y-intercept, and put that back in here. Okay. Then it asks you to take this slope-intercept form, and they want you to put it into y1. Now it goes through a lot of detail how you can copy it and paste it, but we want to put this rounded equation in there. So whatever you write here, you're going to bring your calculator back up, go to your y equals, and put it in here. So you're going to put in 0.110 x plus, and then your rounded answer here. And then you're going to hit graph. And you should see that it's not really coming up. And so that tells you that my window range is wrong. So if we go back, and you probably, I think we talked about fixing the window range before. So if it's not still in your calculator, you're going to want to go back to our data here. And let's see, for our window range, we want to go to window, the X minimum, and I think we said here this is the lowest, so I think we said 56. And the maximum I think we had was 58. So we'll go down to 58. If it was different from before, that's fine. And I think we put this by 0.1 maybe. And the Y minimum, or no, I did that backwards, I'm sorry. Take that back. The X minimum was the years. So it started at year 0 and it went to year 12. I'm looking at the wrong column, apologize. And then the scale, we wanted the scale to go up by 1 because it's just by years. Now we want to do, this is the Y value, sorry, because this is the dependent and the X's are the independent, right? So I think we did 56 here. Oh, all sorts of problems here. 56 here. I think our highest was 58, and I think we told it to go by 0.1. Okay, so then we hit graph. Make sure my stat plots are on here. Probably not, because mine resets every time I do this. So I need to turn my stat plot back on. We had already turned it on in the previous lesson, so you guys should still be good there. All right, there we go. So there's my data. Actually, it looks like I should probably spread that out a little bit more. So we can spread out the y-axis. Oh, that's probably because I have a 12 and not a 0.1, or no. Oh, I'm all over. I'm all messed up here. 12, and then this was 1. No wonder. It's good problem solving. My graph didn't look right, and went back and looked at my window. There we go. So there's my data, right? And then when you put your slope-intercept form in here, you should see a line that goes through there. And so it asks you down here, go back to your page, sorry, to draw it. Then it asks you about positive, negative correlation. And I think it was up here, it talked about the correlation. The correlation is your R values here, okay? So if you go back to your, asked if it's a positive or negative correlation. So remember, positive means it's like is asking if it's a positive slope or a negative slope, and how can you tell? So fill that in. Why do you think this line fits well into the data? Explain your answer. Okay, and then down here we talk about the coefficient R. R tells you how closely your data is related to each other. So we're talking about years and temperature. So if it's a positive correlation, the closer your R value is to 1 means it is really related, it's right on. If it's 0, it means there's no relationship. It'd be like saying, what's the relationship between a person's height and their eye color? Nothing. So that would have a R value of 0, okay? If you have a negative value, like we talked about the price of the years and the price of the car, you know, the price of a car decreases over the years. So the closer that value is, it's -1. That's a negative correlation, okay? So if we go back to our calculator here, and we go back to, let's quit this, we go to our R value. The closer this is to 1, the more correlated it is. So you want to use this number here and your answer for 4. And then 6 we'll have to do in class. Okay, so that's what I'd like for you to complete for today, 1 through 4. Repeat this video, and I'm sorry I messed up those windows so bad. I was trying to go too fast. And read through, if you're not sure, read through more specifically what it talks about correlation before you answer your questions. And it does give you an easy way to put in that equation if you want to try to figure out those directions. We'll do that in class. And then how to find the y-intercept or the slope-intercept form on your graph. Then I'm also going to post more directions today, and that is going to be for you to work on a new section of the cognitive tutor. So look for that section on your class assignment page for today. So when you come in tomorrow, you should have from Monday night, let's see, we started page in your textbook, page 164, 165, 166, 167, 168, and number 4 on 169. And then the cognitive tutor is due. And if you don't have the cognitive tutor completed today, it is your classwork, it will be a 0. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day.